Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com, and in this video what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you how to set up for building APIs with Masonite. So this is going to be different than full stack. So full stack, again, the idea is like it's all one big app that you use templating, you use basically everything sort of wrapped up in one bundle. This is more of the sort of decoupled architecture where you have your backend app that just handles a JSON API, and then you could then build a separate front end with like React or plain vanilla JS or whatever you want, but it's a separate app. Okay, so then that means there's a couple things you need to worry about, particularly CORS security issues and CSRF features that are super helpful when handling a full stack app that we don't really need when we are working with an API. So let's just set up a new project. So I'm going to make dir project 3. And I am going to cd into that folder, project 3. And again, I still have my Masonite virtual environment that I created back in number 1 back. Okay. And then I'm going to cd, well, I'm already in there. So I'm going to do project start dot. Okay. So now I have a new project here. And essentially there's really just two things I need to do so I can move forward and create an API. One, I need to just basically turn off CSRF. You don't have to do what let me just explain what I'm going to do. So let's go to this middlewares folder. There's the Csrf settings. I'm going to just put this asterisk here, which just means like for all my routes, ignore CSRF. Okay, they don't require CSRF tokens for like posts or puts or deletes. You could do it like route by route. So I could be like /cheese and then / whatever and just put in an array of strings representing the different routes I want to exempt. But I'm just going to exempt that. The other thing I'm going to want to do is that in this middleware folder, I'm going to want to create a CORS middleware.py. And then I'm going to head over to the CORS documentation. Copy this boilerplate here. Okay. Put that right there. Okay. And basically what this does, it just says who can make requests to my API. So right now it's going to be anybody. I'm going to change it to any method. Asterisks always mean anything. Okay, and make it any header. So just start with the loosest security possible, and you tighten it once you kind of know which methods you're really going to use, which headers are you going to use, which origins you're going to use, and just allow the stuff you need. Okay, but that should take care of that. That's the middleware, and now all I have to do is just register the middleware by going to my kernel.py. And then here where it says HTTP middleware is where I can sit there and connect it. But first I got to import it. So from app.middlewares.CORS middleware import CORS middleware. So that's taken care of there. And then I'm just going to add the CORS middleware at the beginning of this. There we go. And we should be good. Okay, so now you can go build an API. And building an API is pretty straightforward. Okay, all you do is you just go to around, like actually let's just create our whole like to-dos model and all that stuff, just so you can see an example of it. So I would just, first I would create a migration, so Python craft migration, create to-dos, create to-dos. Okay, so I create the to-dos migration. I'm gonna just go quickly add some fields to it. Okay, we're just going to have one field, table.string, message. Okay, and then we're going to run the migration, Python craft migrate. Okay, good. Now we just need a model to go with that, Python craft model to do. So there's our model. That's just going to be created, and that should just work out of the gate. So now what I can do is just create a couple sample to-dos, craft tinker, Python craft tinker. Okay, and then I'm just going to say to-do dot create message equals eat breakfast. Okay, so we created one. Eat lunch. Eat dinner. Okay, so I created some sample to-dos. That's done. So I'll exit out of here. And now what I can do is in my welcome right here. I can import the to-do model. So from app.models.todo, import to-do. And instead of returning like the result of view.render, I could return a dictionary, a list, or I can return the result model stuff. So I can just like do to-do.all, which should return all the to-dos. Okay, I'm just make sure that's the right method. To-do dot. Okay, find, fill, get, load. See, lots of methods. Query, touch. All attributes. So I see the create, find. Pretty sure there's a dot all in there, but just to be 100% sure, let me head over to the Masonite here, models, and let's explore. Okay, dot first, dot find, user. Let's go with the query builder. Do we see like an all records? I want to get all the records. Yeah, it's just dot all. Okay, good. So to do dot all, and that's it. So because technically now the way it comes out of the gate is that the root route should be pointing to this show function, welcome controller at show. I'm going to return to do dot all. So if I start the server, okay, and I go to localhost 8000, and see I got eat breakfast, eat dinner, eat lunch. So I'm getting a JSON API. And then I created like this little sample website here, like this little index.html. That's just making an API call. So I'll open it up with live server. So you can see it's making the API call. You don't see it it's under the hood. I console log the result. But you see it's making the console login, getting eat breakfast, eat lunch, eat dinner, which I can then render on the screen with a framework like React, Angular, Vue, Svelte, Riot.js, Solid.js, etc. But that's essentially it. Otherwise, you just keep doing the things like you've normally been doing them with Masonite. Okay, there will be some quirks regarding setting up authentication. Okay, so for that you would want to read the API development section of the API, but essentially that's Masonite in a nutshell. It's continuously version 4.0 was just literally released last week, a few days ago. So I'm sure there's a few little quirks here and there that need to be fixed out, but it's a pretty solid framework for making really cool apps in Python. So check it out. My name is Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com. Have a great day and enjoy.